Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
You want to be solo, just y'all two, like most of us want, you kick it that way.
You may not be worth me spending that much money, so I want to get to know you, but I'm not going to go out there and break my bread for something that ain't going to go nowhere. That's a waste of my money. That's a waste of my time.
Very important to make sure that the person you're with knows what you need, because if you're not getting your needs met, what are we really holding on to with this leak?
Hey.
Hello.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Ooh, listen, I hope my internet hold up because it's raining outside and it was a little spotty. Oops. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are tuning into this at. I am your girl, Simplee Bree, and of course, we're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. I never know what side it is because it's like mirrored. So, starting to my left, you're right.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, guys, it's Tierra. I'm happy to be back again.
It's your boy, James, Mr. Mental Ambition, back for another one.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Victor. I'm the host of the Liquor Talk podcast. I'm blessed to join you all. Simplee Bree showed up and showed out on my platform, so I'm just here to return the favor, y'all. Y'all go check that website out, by the way. It's up everywhere on all platforms.
Yes, thank you so much. So, what we like to do for our guest is we want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, and of course, where can they find and support you? So, the floor is all yours, Victor.
All right, thank you for the floor. Once again, my name is Victor. I'm the host of the Liquor Talk podcast, the podcast where we have real conversations while sipping on some liquor. And a little about me, I've been in the podcast game for almost 8 years now. We have real conversations where I have built a safe space, and you never know what you're going to hear on the podcast. So I would suggest you tune in to every episode, because one week we talk about business, the next week we talk about relationships. You don't know what's going to happen when we get to sipping on the liquor and the conversation starts flowing. So if you want to hear good vibes, tune in, and I hope bring some of these good vibes to today's platform. Thanks to the Don't Judge Me But podcast for having me on. But don't judge me, but I will say this: sometimes I get annoyed with fellow guests that don't show up. So don't judge me, but I'm one of them people. I ain't baseball. You only get one strike with me. Don't judge me.
Yes, listen.
Talk that talk.
What a great way to start the show. I ain't mad at that. Don't judge you, cause listen, I'd be like, show must go on. Oh well, it is what it is. Thank you and welcome to the show. Let me ask this question, y'all, cause y'all already know how we are without liquor. Could you imagine if we were drinking on this show?
Be a whole different show.
My hands would
Really?
Like a roller coaster.
Well, listen. Like I told Bree, I'm coming to Atlanta later this year. So if I probably Labor Day weekend, I'm telling y'all right now, we could set this thing up.
Oh my gosh! Listen, we're gonna get shut down, okay? Because it's like grand opening, grand closing. Woo! Well. Yes. Well, you know what? We're going to leave the liquor drinking to the liquor podcast, the Liquor Talk podcast, because you know what you're doing over there. I am just a guest, and I do not want to mess up anything. I be touching keys. Listen. So my don't judge me tonight. Before I get into my don't judge me, hey y'all in the chat. Hey Nanette. What's going on, y'all?
In the chat?
don't judge me. I'm probably going to get judged for this. I don't care.
Mhm.
So don't judge me, but I'm a double dipper. Okay. If I got wings and I got some sauce, I'm dipping. I'm gonna bite the wing and I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. I'm gonna eat some more and I'm gonna dip it again. I don't care if we're sharing sauces. Well, I'm gonna be sharing
Oh.
the sauce. You listen, and I'm gonna look at you crazy if you try to double dip. What you double dipping for? Like,
You cold blooded. You done laid claim to the sauce.
You done claimed the sauce is hers.
yes.
Once you
Yep.
double dip, that's all you.
Listen, that's just like drinking and backwashing. Like,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know if I backwash or not. I just be drinking. Don't judge me. I feel judged.
Hey,
I'm just
we don't
saying.
judge you. That's all you.
Mm-mm.
Just know if you're
Listen.
going on a date with Bree, prepare to get your own sauce.
Extra sauce, please.
Extra sauce, please.
I'm just saying. It is what it is. How are y'all weeks going? I know me and Tierra were talking earlier about dogs and fur babies and
Yeah.
moments. What about you two? How's your weeks?
Work was good. That's all I do. It's work, come home, help people in the community. You know, it's at times it can be very tiring when you're in such high demand because everyone has a problem they want you to fix. But I thank God that I get the opportunity to help people that want to help. So
Yeah, that's important. Listen, somebody need an outlet, sir. Could you imagine trying to reach out to your therapist and he's like, I'm not really feeling it today. What?
man, after you put this insurance claim in, you better give me this call.
Right, talking about explanation of benefits before you get off the call. What about you, Victor? How was your week?
My week was very long. Like I said, I worked, recorded a couple of podcasts, and then I got some dropping. And then, don't you hate when you're in a group of friends and then people trying to tell you, "Oh, you need to do this or you need to do that"? I'm like, sir or ma'am, if you ain't putting no dollars to what I got going on, I really don't care about your opinion.
There you
Victor
go.
said, where them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
Because I'll admit right now, I normally would keep a haircut, but don't you? I don't know if y'all the men go through this, but don't you hate when somebody tell you, "Oh, it's about time for that haircut"? I'm like, don't y'all know haircuts about $40 or $50 right now?
Yep.
And in person, I ain't got nobody to look pretty for right now. So we're gonna manifest it. But hey, all I do is work and come home. Ain't nothing pretty to look. Ain't nobody look pretty for at work. So.
Oh my gosh. Listen, look, don't you hate it? On top of that, don't you hate what the advice they give is, you got to look good for yourself. Get the hell out of it. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to date myself.
I'm trying to grind over here. I'm focused on the grind. Now, when it comes time for me to get cleaned up for something, yes, I will get cleaned up. But I'm gonna need you to not be telling me, "Hey, oh, it's about time for that cut." But I don't see a cash app from you. You ain't hit my Zelle or you ain't hit me on Venmo. Come on now.
Yeah, and they ain't even get a haircut or get their hair done. They telling you need it.
Yeah, and don't you hate when it's the some people they probably tell you to get the haircut but let a man tell them, "Hey, you need to do something with your hair." She trying to fight us, so she got murder on her mind.
I see. Now, wait a minute. Now, y'all ain't gonna be going in on the ladies like that because we just trying to help y'all out. That's it. Don't be going in on us. How dare you tell us to get our hair done?
I know y'all trying to help us out, but you ain't gotta be an asshole about it,
Yeah.
You can be cool about it.
What's the cool way to say it? What's the cool way to tell someone, "Hey, it's about that time to get that haircut"?
You would say it in private, not in a group chat like we are right now. You would say it in private, not in the middle of everybody.
Yeah. Don't put me on blast in the middle.
Be like, "Oh, I hardly recognized you. Your hair's getting long."
Right.
Yeah.
Now, see, personally, I ain't one to judge because I know times are tough right now because of Mr. Orange Man we got in the office right now. So I know.
You know what? No, back up because them haircuts was costing before he got into the office.
Yeah. After COVID.
I'm talking about for the least past 2 years because I've been growing my hair since the barber's talking about $45 for a haircut.
Man, listen, growing up, haircuts was $7, right?
Shut up.
Shit, in
And if
college,
you want,
haircuts were $5.
you know what I'm saying? And then if you wanted to tip them, you'd give them the whole 10, like go on and hold that, right? And then it went from 7 to 10 to 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's a lot.
And now
And then it
I'm
skipped.
at 40. I'm at 40, 50.
Yeah.
Right here.
And then some barbers, they will do the service for you, like say they'll do some extra stuff for you, but they don't tell you that until after they done. They're like, oh, now it went up to 50 because I did this, I did that. Well, why the hell you ain't say something beforehand?
Right.
Yeah.
I was
put a hot,
I
put a
didn't
hot
need
towel on your neck. That's $10.
I didn't need the enhancements. Okay. You didn't have to put the Beijing on it.
Oh,
Extra
$12
$12
hairline
sprays. I don't need it, fam. Because once I leave there, the hairline's gone.
That's what they do to like the women at the nail salon. They be slick with it. Like you don't even know what they say, and then a $30 manicure ends up being 50 something. Like, what is this? Oh, I clipped your nail. No, that should be free. But they be saying it so slick, like
they do.
You're like, okay.
I heard some of them nail salons. They be saying stuff in their different language and stuff.
No, they do. They do.
And I saw the TikTok of the lady. She had the translator on, and she heard all that.
I need that.
Ladies, I recommend y'all to do that because we don't need y'all to try y'all.
Because then I ain't gonna be getting my nails done. I'm all set.
They say it every time, anyways, so it doesn't matter. You're just used to it.
My thing is, like, when it comes to the nail shop, I don't be wanting to seem cheap by asking, hey, how much is that before they start? But I know you got to, or else you're going to go from $30 to $50, $55. Yeah. Like, why is it that gel polish costs $20? Gel, that's it. $20. They don't care if they're doing the whole nail or just a French. $20. You know what? I'm all set. Give me the polish so I can go ahead and scrape it against the door or something later on.
They'd be like, no, that chips. I said, well, my money ain't chipping, so I need to get this done quick.
Exactly. My goodness. So, okay, well, today we are talking about unboxing boundaries, sticking to your no. What's one boundary that you guys have each that just makes you feel some type of way when people try to cross it? One boundary.
Interrupting my sleep. Listen.
I'm gonna let him talk. Go ahead. Listen, just wait.
I know, babe. I know. You can get to it later. It's on me right now. Thank you. Fam, when I'm tired and I want to sleep, let me sleep. There was a point in my life where I was always on the go and I didn't get quality sleep, and I'm still paying for it to this day. I need to have quality sleep uninterrupted. If I'm snoring and I'm loud, I know I'm snoring and I'm loud, but I'm getting deep sleep. Just know that I'm getting well rested to fight the world. Okay?
To fight the world? What are you, a superhero?
Yep. Got to go outside every day, and it's a struggle. It's a fight every single day. Going outside, you got to worry about police. You got to worry about people trying to rob you. You got to worry about just day-to-day hassles. You got to worry about presidential stuff, the things that the president's doing that affect everyone in the whole United States. Like, it's a bunch of different things that go on every single day.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go right after him, Tierra?
Yep, she does. Look at her face.
I think it's funny how, so he snores very bad. So when we talk about uninterrupted sleep,
you're just being interrupted.
Oh,
too.
Lord. Okay, so we're going to move on. But one of the boundaries I have is that I don't like to be lied to. And I'm very good at like picking up cues, and I don't like when people like play in my face, I guess, right? Like, I know you're lying anyways, and I ask you for a reason. So that's definitely a boundary that people cross often. I mean, even my own kid. and I try to like set those, set those boundaries with her. But she's 11. Like, kids lie all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But it hits different when it's to your face and you literally already know, like, you know damn well
Mm.
that's not true.
Mhm.
Or like,
Yep.
especially when it comes from family, right? So that's one that I don't like.
Yeah. Especially family, because out of all people, you should know me better. You should at least have that common decency enough to be truthful. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, Victor.
James, I feel your pain on the snoring. My ex complained to me about that. I'm like, ma'am, if it's that bad, you could just wake me up and we could talk, or you could just wake me up to let me know, hey, I'm going home because you're snoring bad. Hey, don't just wait till in the morning to be bitching about it the next day. I ain't really trying to hear that at 8 in the morning. I'm trying to get my day started with good vibes, and I feel that. So I
Mm.
feel where you're coming from. So, but my boundary would be like, for the podcast, you heard one of my other boundaries, which is not showing up. Also, not. I will also say for the podcast boundary is not showing up but not being effective. You know, because I've had people show up and they give you terrible conversations. They're just not enthusiastic. You can't feel their vibes, and they just have the worst attitude. And then sometimes you could be sitting there recording like, this is the last time I'm having you on ever again. Or you might be thinking in the back of your mind, let me go ahead and see if this other guest is available so where I can drop 2 episodes in a week. But as far as outside the podcast goes, I would definitely say a boundary of mine is you're not about to sit here and disrespect me. Whether it's about my life, the podcast, whatever it is, you're not gonna sit here and try to play in my face. And also, now if I'm pursuing somebody romantically, another one will be don't freaking gaslight me, man. Don't sit here and gaslight me like I'm all this and a bag of chips. Don't act like I'm just a foreign man, but your actions don't say it. If
Yep.
I'm all this, if you tell me how good I am, your actions have better be matching it. You better treat me like I'm the sorry man that you can't ignore.
I wish I had a microphone I could drop. Mic drop. Like, be kind. Be kind with me, okay? Like you said, your actions better follow behind those words. For me, my boundary is if I said no, that's what it is. I'm not going to explain to you why I said no. I think I get irritated when people don't understand when you say no, but why? But you did it before. It's like now you're trying to reason with me. I said no. I don't need to go into explaining to you why I'm not going to do this or why I'm not going to tolerate that. And for the longest, it was so hard to say no. Believe it or not, the first person that I truly said no to was my mother. And that's the hardest person to say no to. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
for a lot of people. So to say no and just because I said so, like, you know how many years I've been waiting to say that, when you was a kid. Why? Because I said so. Okay, so I got to do the Uno reverse on her. But just yeah, like no is no. There's no ifs, ands, maybe you can't convince me later. It's just no.
And that's an acceptable answer. No.
Mhm.
And if they keep giving you reasons to do something, you keep giving them reasons why you're not going to do something.
And
No.
also, you gotta stick to it because people will keep pushing and keep pushing until they get that yes. And people, when somebody says no, take them at it and leave it alone because eventually they're gonna say yes, but it may not be the results you want because that person is not gonna be enthused or enthusiastic to do it. They might just be doing it just to shut you up. Their heart is not in it. So if somebody says no, you just move on. So, which is why, shifting to relationships real quick, if somebody tells me no, I move on. I'm not about to sit in your DMs for 8 or 9 years. Then I finally get you and realize that you ain't all that.
She was doing you a favor.
There you go.
A lot of the times they're actually when people say no or they decide not to move forward with you, you do realize later on like you dodged a bullet. Like, oh my gosh, like this person is the bottom of dumpster juice. Like You
Mhm.
saved me, but you have those people, you have other people who are just like, I need to have you. The more you tell me no, the more I want you. And it's like, why?
That is psychotic.
Because it's a challenge.
Mhm.
You gonna tell me no? You know who I am? I'm gonna get you. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, maturity realizes that, yeah, it may be a challenge, but you got to ask yourself, is this worth my time? Is this person really going to be worth my investment in my time? Because they might be saying no for a reason. Just leave it at that. And if life brings y'all back together, then it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to forgive them for saying no in the past, because never know, they might be going through something, but maybe there come a point in time, people always will come back when it's time. Because that's what my mom told me whenever I had a crush on somebody, they rejected me. They said maybe the man above might be preparing for something. Maybe they might come back at the right time when you're ready for them.
You know how many times I said no to him?
Facts.
A lot.
Facts.
At least 3. And now look.
Yep.
Hey, more power to you for having the patience to keep doing.
Hey, it's all right. She slid in my DM.
Yeah, I did. It's all like how you said, like
it's timing.
It's all in timing. So, I mean, if I said yes that first time, we would have destroyed each other. We talk about that often. So timing is definitely important. When it comes back around, it comes back around. If not, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
If not, it's their loss at the end of the day. That's the main thing you gotta tell yourself is their loss. You are the goddamn prize.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We are the prize.
Some people are not the prize.
They are. You can't say that.
Time out. We're gonna keep it a stat because if everyone was the prize, they think that they don't have anything to work on. Sometimes you can think you're the prize.
No, I understand that. Now that part I understand, but you gotta understand there's a time and place for everything. There's sometimes you need to humble yourself, but then there's sometimes where you gotta be like, I'm the fucking prize. Like, humble yourself in private, but in public, carry yourself as you are the prize.
Yeah, okay, I got that. I understand that.
Well, I'm going to disagree with the both of y'all. I say that because I feel like even though they may not be where you feel they should be at that point in their lives, does not mean that they're not the prize to somebody else, because they can actually be doing better than the next person, and that motivates the next person to step their game up, and who knows, they may actually motivate one another. So everybody's the prize regardless of where you are in your life. That's how I feel. They may not align with you, but that's not your person.
That's a good point.
Valid point.
You're supposed to fight.
I'm not gonna fight with you because listen, if it wasn't a solid point, I would come back. But you're right. But just because it doesn't work with one person doesn't mean it won't be perfect for somebody else.
Like they said, another man's trash is another man's treasure.
But if there are people out here who are very argumentative, they like to fight, physical, mental, verbal, right? Maybe they lack the knowledge of knowing how to budget or spend money or save money. Maybe there's some things that they need to work on within themselves. Yeah. You feel me? So that's why I say that even though everyone is supposed to think they're the prize, there's still some work that can be done behind the scenes.
Yeah, but you gotta be humble enough to realize that, hey, there's some things I need to work on behind the scenes. But you have some people that think they're all that in a bag of chips. Man, I need you to sit down and humble yourself, because life will humble you. And that's why sometimes we got to bring back platforms that humble motherfuckers. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, because he was humbling the hell out of people.
He's keeping it too real.
I didn't understand why people would get up there knowing you already know what the man is going to say. Why would you get up there still and just be like, this is the type of person that I'm looking for, and you're not at that point in your life to even accept someone like that, let alone attract somebody like that?
Because people are delusional.
Yes, I say the same thing by that Kendra G, because I look at some of her people, I'm like, these people gotta be delusional, or maybe it's she's choosing these kind of people intentionally to drive up the ratings.
Right.
Or sometimes I was listening to them and I'm like, ain't no way in hell.
Yeah, especially the highlights. When you look at the highlights, they all got issues. All of them got issues. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Do you guys feel like someone can love you and continuously cross your boundaries?
Yep. You know why? Because you can love somebody, right? But they might not know what all your boundaries are until they cross them.
You
And
have
then
to teach
until
them.
there you go, you got to teach them what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate. But the only way you'll know is once they continuously cross those boundaries, and when that time comes. But if they love you, they won't continuously cross the same boundary.
Mm. Yeah, find a
Once
new
they're
one.
aware of it, right? Because
Mhm.
like when I think about me and him, we we crossed each other's boundaries, but we didn't know, we didn't like verbalize, hey, this is my boundary. Most of it, I didn't even know that I had boundaries until I was face to face and I was triggered. The trigger is that you're crossing my boundary and vice versa. And so we kind of had to like communicate and like self-reflect, which is important, right? To know boundaries. I didn't grow up learning about boundaries. I
Right.
had to learn as an adult and I'm still working on it. So when you come face to face with another person that you're doing life with, it's like, okay, well, here are my boundaries. But until you have that conversation, then it's kind of like a free for all, right? And you can get triggered and you can get in fights, you can get angry. But I think both parts have to kind of be aware of that and be intentional about walking through that together.
When is the best time to have that conversation in the relationship?
There is no perfect time to have the conversation. If it triggers your mind, you need to go ahead and have the conversation right in that moment when you think about it. Because if you think about it later and you keep putting it off, it's only going to get worse. So I would say get on top of it before it snowballs into bigger things. Like, because everything, most couples know this, like something small can be dealt with communication. But then if you ignore it and then other things pile on to it, then all hell going to break loose. And then that's when we get to cases where people are breaking up and having domestic violence, all because people didn't communicate. So if somebody violates your boundaries, as small as it is, you need to let them know what's up.
Yeah.
As small as it is. I tell you, one boundary that I didn't truly understand that that's what it was, that it was a boundary. I just knew that it pissed me off every time. And it might sound small and it might sound, I won't say petty, but especially in the dating world, right? So one thing that I hate when I am in the dating world is when someone refers to me as sexy. I hate the term sexy. And I think because the root word to sexy is sex. And it's like out of all words, you couldn't find any other word, especially when you're just now talking to me for the first time. Hey sexy. Like, bro, come on. I don't like it. And I know that I'm sure I'm not the only one that doesn't like it, but I'm sure some people can look at that and be like, okay, that now you just being petty or you're nitpicking. Have you guys ever had some boundaries or things that triggered you and you're just mm, like it makes you question yourself?
Sometimes the things will trigger you, but it's like, why is that really triggering you? And it's like,
Mhm.
then sometimes you have to self-reflect. It's like, why are you hearing people? Because for me, sometimes what will trigger me back in my old days of podcasts is hearing couples and their happy stories and stuff, knowing I can't meet somebody to save my own life,
Mhm.
But then sometimes I just gotta just had a revelation for myself. Like, look, you gotta thug it out, even if it hurts, because you gotta continue to clap for others until it's your time. So, and it's
Right.
like I don't know why that always triggered me, but then I was like, you know what? Because if I let things trigger me, that's gonna prevent other people from bringing me on their platforms, and we need to be on other people's platforms in order to grow.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I agree. What about you, Tierra? What do you say?
What was it? Um,
As
so
far as
when I was hearing you say like how you being called sexy is a trigger or like it's a boundary, right?
Mhm.
The world, like that's like normal, right? Like women usually would accept that. So
Mhm.
that's where like the communication comes in and it can be like the slightest thing or people might not really acknowledge it as that and maybe even downplay it.
Mhm.
But like that's not appropriate. That's something that's your boundary, but like you would have to be there to say it, like, hey, I don't like to be called sexy, right? So
Right.
I think I don't know about any in particular, but I think like putting myself in like a similar situation to where I didn't really realize something was a trigger or a boundary until I was like in the moment. And
Yeah.
I had to make a choice right then and there to be like, okay, do I address it now or do I wait? Because a trigger is like, people will say like, think of it as a bad thing, but triggers are helpful. Because if you're being poked at like in the heart or in your, you know, emotions, that's like, okay, I have to work on that, or I have to explore that deeper.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Figure out where it comes from
yeah.
and why it makes you feel the way that you feel. Who
Yeah.
psychology, boy? Oh, it can be draining. James,
Yeah.
you got anything?
Um,
Yeah.
Being called fat. You know, was always,
Ooh, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
But if I'm 6'2" and I'm I'm not athletic, but I'm stocky. That's just my build.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And everyone has their own opinion on what fat is. You can go by weight or you can go by appearance, but like just being called fat, it used to bother me, but now I love who I am. Because if I was 6'2" and I was super skinny, they'd be calling me skinny all the time. You know what I'm saying? I walk around looking like a bobblehead or like a lollipop. I'm good, fam.
Not a big lollipop.
Big head.
Bro, I totally feel you on that. And like, I understand that because people might be calling you fat, people might call you big, but guess what? There's some people out there, they'll show you love, be like, hey, I'm into big guys, or I'm into bigger men, and they will show love. Whereas people around your family, they'll be like, oh, why you gain so much weight? Well, instead of cussing them out, I've just realized to keep my sanity and keep my peace, I'm just not gonna go around certain family members. And if my mama asks why, I'm like, look, I'm protecting my peace. I'm doing something you didn't do. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my mental health by not going around this toxic ass family member who's gonna say something about my weight, like I'm on my 600-pound life. And I'm sometimes family member to be quiet because last time I checked, everybody on my 600-pound life has somebody. So be quiet.
Come on, man. Yes, and they was feeding them too.
Hell yeah.
You good, Bree?
Commentary. Yeah. He said they was feeding them. They really were.
They really was. They were being that support system, and I'll be like, what the hell is wrong with me? I'm like,
hey, listen, there's somebody out there for everybody. No matter your shape or your build, someone will like you for who you are. If someone doesn't like the way you look, who cares? That's them.
Right.
And also, what people need to realize is the weight is something that can come and go. Whereas sometimes I've seen people losing weight like crazy, and I manifest. I'll meet one of them people losing weight like crazy. So hey, it fluctuates.
Listen, I know some things that'll make you lose that weight quickly. It's in the streets. We ain't gonna get into it though.
Great.
Uh-oh, bring on something.
We're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will continue this conversation. Make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, Simplee Bree, and yes, I am a content creator. I create materials in order to start healthy conversations in the community because if we want to start seeing better, then we must start doing better. I also assist with podcast consultations, so reach out to me if you are interested in getting yours started. www.IamSimpleeBree.com. That's SIMPLEEBREE. I look forward to helping you get your podcast off the ground and out into the forefront.
Have you lost your job? Been incarcerated? Sustained a life-changing injury? Or just needed help getting your life on track? Hi, I'm James Sweat, life coach, author, motivational speaker. I've overcome all these things, and guess what? So can you. I'm committed to helping you prepare your mind for any challenge and believe you can accomplish anything. God bless. Keep going.
Shout out to Mental Ambition. In my head, I was saying Mental Ambition Law Firm, but Mental ambition. Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, I feel it. I feel it, sir. Welcome back, you guys. This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl, Simplee Bree. And of course, I am not by myself. I got my peoples with me. Go ahead and let them know who's here.
Hey, I'm Tierra.
It's your boy James, Mr. Mental Ambition.
Once again, I'm Victor, the host of that Liquor Talk podcast, the podcast that tells you the more you drink, the better we sound.
Listen, I have to definitely. Have you ever had a guest that just got too wasted on your show? Like shit face wasted.
Luckily, I've never had that happen. Luckily, I've been blessed to never have that happen.
Oh man, I could imagine. Yo, could you imagine somebody slurring and everything?
Yeah, I would do that, but then I would hope that I'm in a group setting to where I could just not call on them, it's like, and I hate to cut out the audio because they might be saying some good points because they say a drunk mind will tell sober truths. They will say the things that you can't say while you're sober or scared to say while you're sober. So it's like, hey. Yeah. There might be some truth in it. It might trigger some people, But no, I've never had a guest just get totally shit faced.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Not that I intend to do that. But today we are talking about unboxing your boundaries and sticking to your nose. Do you guys think some people who say they have boundaries and are protecting their peace are truly protecting their peace, or are they avoiding confrontation and calling it peace?
Oh,
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. Because sticking to your boundaries is how you maintain your peace. But if you don't have challenges, you won't be able to grow. And if you avoid it, then you won't have an opportunity to learn how to get over that trigger. Just thought.
And also, to piggyback off what he's saying, I would also say that sometimes people do use those boundaries to maybe because they're truly triggered, and also sometimes they might use those boundaries to justify their messed up actions. Or they'll be like, "Oh, you trigger my boundary, so does that mean I get to be a total dick or a total jerk to you because your boundary?" No, you just gotta be human about it. No, don't be using your boundaries like people use horoscopes to justify their actions.
Not horoscopes. What do you got against horoscopes? I'm an Aries.
Look, I have nothing against horoscopes. I just don't like people will say, "Oh, it's the Taurus or it's the Cancer in me, and that's why I do this." Shut up. Just say you're
Thank you.
Thank you. God damn.
Thank you. It's just an excuse.
Yes, just an excuse.
Just an excuse.
Okay. I don't have any more questions. It's the
Aries.
No. The Aries is triggered.
No.
Thank you. Yeah, my birthday is Tuesday, y'all. So
happy early birthday.
Right
happy early birthday.
Yes.
Thank you. I ain't got no more questions.
You're avoiding.
All right. Let's spin it around. What's another boundary that you have?
Another boundary.
I love my individuality. And so whenever I'm in a relationship, I always look for someone to respect that. It's okay, becoming one and everything, but I'm still my own person at the same time. So for me, I feel like if someone tries to change me to be who they want me to be, that doesn't sit too well, because you liked me enough to want to date me or court me. So why is it that when you have me now you want to alter me? Like, respect my individuality, respect my crafts and what it is that I do with my time on my time. And just know that that's not up for negotiation.
Well, I want to piggyback off that. Why do you think when people get somebody, they try and change them?
I think if I was to answer that, I feel like naturally we all want to see the best in someone. So I might see something in you that you don't necessarily know at that time. And so I want to bring that out of you. I want you to be the best person you can truly be. But sometimes that person might not be ready for that yet.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
by trying to force that change from them, that can really create resentment and do the complete opposite.
Mm.
Yeah, and
That's
to
my opinion.
piggyback off that, my question be, why do people stay in that mess knowing that they have a person that is not willing to change and willing to grow, and then they're looking up, oh, the years are going by. Like, what's the point of staying with somebody if they're not going to grow? Is because y'all want to be, oh, this social media couple, or you just want to say I have a piece of somebody? No, it's like if somebody's not progressing, somebody's not changing over time, you need to cut ties because time is short, because you don't want to waste your best years with somebody that ain't doing nothing for you, or they're not doing for themselves. And then you get to your grandparents' age, you're looking like, oh, where's my man, or where's my woman? Sir, ma'am, you wasted your best years with a bum who wasn't willing to change.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to
Question.
all the bums out there.
Another question off that one. What do you consider your best years?
Mm.
That time
Ooh.
frame.
I would say between the 20s and the 40s.
Oh,
Ooh,
What y'all
that's
think?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good answer. That was a good answer.
All
20.
for different reasons though, right? Like 20s, you're still like free, discovering yourself. You can move among, do what you want to do, kind of settle in. 30s is like you start kind of stabilizing like your mentality, working on your emotions, like growing spiritually. And then that's like how you attract like an equal, right? So because we try to do it in our 20s and we attract the mess because we're a mess usually in that time frame. And then your 40s are like finally you're, more established, and you don't like really, you don't care about like the nonsense, right? Or the anything extra. You can kind of like easily shrug off more. So that's a good 20 to 40s. Like I feel like people would say, oh, the 20s, but 30s, I don't know. 30s, I rock with
Dirty 30.
Yeah, like 20s were like I was wild in my 20s, right? It was a good time, but I wouldn't want to stay there. So 20s to 40s, that's a good range. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how people got married in their 20s, I'm like, more power to y'all. I don't know how.
I got married in my 20s, but I feel like I didn't know no better. So that's what that was. There was no experience, no guidance, just going along with the other person.
Yeah.
You think people get married in their 20s because they think that's what you're supposed to do? Like everyone wants to have that love and have the wedding and rush the process of finding somebody. They kind of rush into it.
I think you got to look at it from a perspective of when you're in high school. At least for me, when I was in high school, a lot of the girls was getting pregnant.
Oh,
I wasn't. So
hold on. Sorry. Listen, them ones that had that baby fat coat with the little fur around the brim. Listen,
yo. And even as hot as it was in Florida, I'm like, I would see that here in Florida. And I'm like, it's hot as hell. Why you got that on? And then I see the little bum. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Why do I got the picture of the cat
in my head? You know what I'm talking about.
And you know what's funny is some of those people now, they got their kids are now in high school now. I'm like, where the hell did the time go? I remember when you had the damn baby bump. Now you tell me this kid is a freshman in high school?
No, those kids got kids. That's what they are. They got kids. Yeah, so what I seen in high school, I knew that wasn't it. I knew you're not supposed to have a child, especially at that age. At least that's what was taught to me. So for me, growing and getting out of high school, graduating, going at least initiating college, and then getting into a relationship and engagement and then married and then having the kid, it was almost like I was following the steps of how society painted the perfect picture. This is what you do. You don't have a child before you get married. You don't have a child when you're in high school. So that's the plan that I was following, because like I said, there was no guidance. There was no conversation about when you're supposed to get married, and not in your 20s or nothing like that. At that point, the conversation was, don't you bring no baby home. That's it.
That was the
So
whole conversation.
yeah. So now, thinking back, and with me having a child now, my son is 18, it's like, okay, I'm going to have those conversations of, just because society says this is what you're supposed to be, this is where you're supposed to be at in life at this time and range, that's probably not the route that you want to take. So
I agree with that. And I want to piggyback off that. If anyone is at a point in your life where you feel you should have more, you should be at a certain level, you should have a house, a degree, all this stuff, fam, don't put stress on yourself. Everyone's moving at different paces. It takes time for you to grow into who you're supposed to be. And then once you grow into that person, you'll have what you're supposed to have. Don't worry so much on when's it going to happen. Oh my goodness, I'm on this time clock. As long as you're alive, you have time. Don't stress yourself out.
And to piggyback off what he's saying, I would say don't listen to the elders who ask you, how old are you? When I was your age, I had this, I had that. Right. Literally, I remember this to this day. I was at a networking event. This older man was getting to know me a little bit, and I was talking about my platform. He was like, how old are you? At the time, I was like 28 or 29. He says, man, son, when I was your age, I had 3 kids. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, sir, when you were my age, shit was a whole lot cheaper than it is right now. So that's why I totally agree. When it's time, because there are people out here having babies in their 50s. So it is what it is. I mean, I ain't trying to be that old, but hey, if that's what it is what it is.
There you go. And side note, I'm add on top of that. Back in the day, a new car was like $600. A brand new house is like $5,000. They used to work all week for a quarter an hour. A quarter an hour. Minimum wage is probably $1.50. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy back then. But they used to have penny candy. You know what I'm saying? Stuff was a lot cheaper then. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want a house, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 for a house that still needs to be fixed up. That mortgage, $2,500 to $3,500, and that's not including anything. That's just to live there.
75 cents for a penny candy.
And don't get started on the car market, because them interest rates are starting at 20%, and the banks ain't even taking the damn cars back. And car lots got cars from 2023 that they haven't even sold.
Yeah, no.
And eggs are $10 a carton.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Me off.
You better get a chicken.
I know. We might as well get the
Look, you better get chicken, because I saw this lady on TikTok. She was outside the grocery store selling eggs out the back of her car.
Yeah.
That she got from the damn farm. I'm like, you know what? That's not bad enough.
Put that chicken in the bathtub. Listen, ain't nobody got time to be spending no $10 for no egg.
Crazy.
Well, hold on. Side note: what's the most expensive thing you've seen recently that you was like, nah, this can't be?
When people were paying $1,200 a month for a car, $1,200 and $1,500 a month for a car.
I seen a video about that lady. Lady, she put $20,000 down on a Chevy, and her car payment was $1,800 and something dollars, and she was going to be paying it for 286 months.
Damn! Wow. What, I'm like, what did you get? Did you get a Chevy Tahoe, a Suburban? Like, what model did you get?
Did you get the Chevy business? Like the whole dealership?
She got a Chevy
Does
station.
It come with a house in the car? Did you get an RV?
Franchise, something.
Nah, she got a 09 Malibu.
That would be so. You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if that was true because the way she started is
no credit, bad credit. Come on in. We'll give you something.
Ooh.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
The rents are crazy.
Oh,
the houses are crazy.
Listen.
We've looked at so many rents, houses, like we just be scrolling through Zillow, like crying. Like, how are we ever? It's a lot. It's a lot. So that is a whole new. I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't want to cry no more on Zillow.
She said, "I'm tired of crying."
Yeah, in Connecticut too. Connecticut is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do find something cheap, you already know it's in the hood.
Yeah.
Can't win. You can't win.
Yeah.
You can't when you want a 2-bedroom, $2,500. Listen, the rent was too real for him. He got up out of here. Look.
He's like, what?
He said, what?
Hell no.
Okay, so we got one. What we got?
What's the difference between being nice and being a pushover?
Being nice is willing to help somebody out with something, but being a pushover is always saying yes, even if you don't want to.
Or you can't, right? Still saying yes, but like, you have no business saying yes to somebody.
I agree. Okay.
It's like a fine line.
It's tricky. It's definitely tricky because in order to do something, you have to be willing on your part to make it happen. So it's almost like you're accepting whatever it is. Welcome back. You're accepting whatever.
Sorry about that. I need a new MacBook. That's at the end of the day. I need a new MacBook. It's coming, y'all. I need a new Mac. I've had this MacBook since 2019, so I need a new one.
Oh, that's not bad. That's good, actually. Okay. Lauren says, don't forget about the cost of childcare. Summer camp for my daughter is $400 a week. Girl, how old is your daughter? I will come up there. I come up there and I will be the summer camp for $250.
Yeah.
Look, about making me think God I don't have kids right now. Hey.
Listen, that's imagine daycare.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, shit, can I pay a family member something? Look, I'll break off a family member or something, you know.
400. Listen, send it down here. We go to all the festivals, and it ain't gonna be no $400 a week.
No, that's a lot.
Gosh,
that is a lot.
Okay, so I have a question.
Oh, I was gonna add one, but I'll wait for you to ask your question.
Okay, if your boundary offends someone, is that a you problem or a them problem?
Ooh.
Probably both.
Yeah, I would definitely say both. And also it's both, and also it's just a sign that y'all not meant to be friends. If my boundaries trigger you, then hey, it's just a sign that we're not meant to be in each other's lives.
Okay, what do you say, Tierra? Because they said both, and I'm like looking.
I mean, it could be both, because remember how we were talking about sometimes the boundary is used to like avoid, right? So if one person's saying this is my boundary, but it's really like to avoid something, and then the other person is like, yeah, no, like they can kind of see through it. That could be, I think that's like a valid reason. That can happen a lot with family, right? So. No, my boundary, like he said earlier, like, I don't want to be around these people. These are my boundary. But is it really like avoiding a tough situation? And then the other family member gets offended, right? And hurt. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's always like that person's choice. Like, you make your own choices. But it's always, I feel like, about the heart behind the boundary. Because you kind of have to like look deeper into it. And then some people, like, they get offended, but they don't really understand their own boundaries. So I think it is a little bit of both. Yeah. Depends on the situation.
My boundary is I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
That's not a healthy boundary to have, because eventually it's gonna catch up to you, and eventually you're just gonna snap on somebody like, It's like you're
Mhm.
shaking like a Coke bottle, and then
Yeah.
that's gonna come there, it opens up, and then kaboom, it just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
If you don't
Like
talk
you're
about it, if you don't talk about the things that bother you, it builds resentment over time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that small problem that could have been solved has been dragged out for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and now you're ready to leave them because you never expressed yourself.
Well, like
That
depends on
part.
who
Or
you're saying it.
maybe you express yourself, and the person just chose to blatantly ignore them, and you ignored the fact that they are ignoring your boundaries because you make up excuses because they're good in bed, or they're paying all the bills, or they
Mm-hmm.
can cook really good. You
Mhm.
choose to look at the green flags instead of looking at the red flags, which are going to ultimately be the downfall if you don't address them.
Mhm.
Mm.
Talk that talk.
Or you creating issues in your head because you don't want to talk to them about it due to you assuming you know how they're going to react. So
Mm.
you're not even giving them the opportunity
Mm.
to address
Yeah.
the issue or know that there is an issue. Go figure, right?
Trying to
Right.
predict it.
Trying to
Right.
predict it.
Oh, this is how he's going to respond. So I'm just
Yeah.
not going to say nothing.
Mm.
Mm.
You just never know until you say something. Like they say, closed mouths don't get fed. And also, that person may throw a curveball at you, and you are going to be pleasantly surprised in a good way or a bad way.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, James, what you got? Last question.
It
Then we
wasn't
can
a
wrap
question. It
up.
was a comment based on something that is crazy to me that has gone up in price.
Okay.
Tuition for universities.
Mm.
20,
Ooh.
30, 40, $50,000 a year per semester
Look,
or per year. Sorry, per year.
Oh, I was about to
parents don't be
say.
listen. Parents, do not be living through your goddamn kids. If they don't want to go to college, don't force that on
Don't
them.
force them.
Don't force that debt on them because they are going to resent you later. They are going to feel some type of way about it later.
Yep. Yeah. Before the kid even starts their lives, you got $100,000 in debt. How you gonna pay that off? They don't even have a job, and then once they
And who's
graduate, they still might not get a job in the field they
In the field,
graduated and got a
exactly.
degree in. And now they working at McDonald's, $100,000 in debt, stressed out trying to figure out why they can't get to the next level. They've been set up for failure from the beginning.
how did they get to McDonald's?
You got to accept what you can take.
What if McDonald's don't hire them? Then what?
Some McDonald's require you to have a
Nah,
degree.
McDonald's.
Some McDonald's,
think
you
McDonald's
got to
dropping
have a degree
requirements.
at McDonald's sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they better find another fast food joint, or they better just go get their license in something, or get certificates.
Look. Or you better find Laura and find out what camp it is that they charging $400 a week.
Yeah, if you need a side hustle, open the daycare. You out here winning.
Yes, you out here winning. Go ahead and get them certifications with the state and stuff, and open you a daycare, and you about to be winning.
Listen, $400 a week, you get 10 kids. That's $4,000 a week. That's $16,000 a month.
But you
That's
got to
why-
minus the cost of it, food and stuff, and the expenses and all that.
Man, listen,
You
they
can
getting these
afford
ham
the
and cheese
food.
sandwiches and crackers and
Better
juice boxes.
not.
Yeah.
You better
Or
look.
you better tell
James,
them bring your own snacks and stuff.
Yep.
listen, they go,
Pack
James,
your own
field
bag
trip
lunch.
gonna be going to. They're gonna go on a field trip to the pantry, the local pantries. There you go.
Or maybe we might just take the asses to a McDonald's and encourage them. Hey, this is what happens if you don't hold it together. Hey, you gonna be working here if you don't do what we saying.
Life lessons.
Life
Shout out
lesson.
to all the workers of McDonald's. I appreciate.
I
how
know
fast
we
y'all work.
need them.
Listen,
We
fast
appreciate
food
y'all.
workers-
Just make sure my fries are fresh every time. We definitely appreciate y'all.
I appreciate all fast food workers or anyone who has
Same.
a job in that field because you deal with a lot. You deal with
Yeah.
all
You
kinds
do.
of people that are rude, they're mean, and all you're trying to do is make some money and give people the services that they need. Shout out to you.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
shout out to y'all.
We couldn't do it without you guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start winding down the show. So, once again, we appreciate you guys checking in with us. We have our guest, Victor. Victor, please let the people know what you got going on, what you got coming up, and where can they find you across social media?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we got coming up? We got plenty of great episodes of Liquor Talk coming up. We got a couple episodes where I basically talk to some moms. I feel like I had like a mini mom fest, and we're not even in the month of May. which is Mother's Day month. But we got more great guest spots coming up, more great content. We're going to be talking to artists, whatever. If you are listening to this and you want to be featured on the podcast, I might be in Florida, but I'm just one DM away, one email or one DM away. That's the handle right there, Liquor Talk Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, all of that. Thank you, Bree, for having me on. If y'all want to have me on again, y'all just let me know when.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for engaging too. This was awesome. All right, so let's see. Who wants to go next, James or Tierra?
I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
It's your boy James, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, A Guide to Upgrading Your Life, and Mental Ambition, A Guide to a Better Relationship, available at Amazon, Walmart, BarnesandNoble.com. You see the social media right there, TikTok, at mental_ambition 2.0, 75,000 followers, 2.3 million likes, 80 million views. Instagram is at mental_ambition 3.0. If you want to get in touch with me for any of the services that I offer, I'm a life coach, recovery coach, professional, author, podcaster, and motivational speaker. Hit the website, 3w.mental-ambition.com. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything. Keep going.
All right. Thank you. And Tierra, it's your turn.
Hey, friends. I am so happy to have come back this week. This is an answer to prayers. So shout out to Bree for letting me come on and not kicking me off. I am a life and healing mentor. I'm the owner of Heal, Empower, Repeat. My website and services are launching soon, but if you need to get a hold of me in the meantime, you can hit me up on Instagram at TheRealTierra, T.IERRA, or my email. Shoot me. Do people email anymore? If you do, shoot me an email, Heal, Empower, Repeat, LLC at gmail.com. Thank you.
Awesome. And I look forward to having you up here. It feels good to have another woman's opinion and energy,
Yes.
because, the guys, they can get out of hand every now and then. So. With that being said, I am your girl, Simplee Bree, aka Sabrina, whichever you want to call me. You can find me online at _Simplee Bree _, and that's SIMPLEEBREE _. You can also check out my website, IamSimplyBree.com. I will be launching a podcast May 1st. And I will also be going through the final process of publishing a book. I actually finished it. So you guys stay tuned for that. And continue to support the platform, Don't Judge Me But podcast. He Said What Network. We're live and kicking. Check out the website, hesaidwhatnetwork.com. Make sure that you continue to like, comment, and share everything that we have, everything that you see that's published out there. You guys just reshare it, because that's how we spread the word. We're doing this for you. We're taking the hits because you don't want people to judge you. So we let them judge us. With that being said, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure you come back next Sunday, same time, same place, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
It's very important to make sure that the person you're with knows what you need, because if you're not getting your needs met, what are we really holding on to with this leash?
You're going to be judged. Whether you agree to it or not, people are always going to have something to say because it's not what they like.
If you want to be solo, just y'all two, like most of us want, you kick it that way.